Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dodge Motordrome, this time for the 10th race in the 2021 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. On the pole is Jessica Shelton, looking to get her first win of the season, and I'm joined by my man, Vince Freeze, once again.
Back in the Big Apple, city that never sleeps, interesting front row, interesting tire strategy, and of course we have some other things to talk about. Back to you, Zach.
On the outside of Jessica Shelton is the 2018 inaugural race winner, Andrew Rich. This is the site of what was his third career win in the Cup level. Row 2, last week's winner, Charles Sanford at Pocono, with Dylan Young, who won back at Provo. They are the only two winners from 2021 that qualified inside the top 10. Daniel Bouchard with a shocking effort after making it through Go or Go Homer. He'll start in 5th. Nico Tringali 6th. Alexander Rowe, Jonathan Zorlin in row 4, with Levi McIntyre and Cole Deaver in row 5, as Vince will tell us who missed the show.
Yeah, an interesting lineup today. We had Scott Roush, Lance Smith Jr., Diego Yepez, Laura Chung, Sam Dyer, Vargas, James Ellison, and Smith. Trey Smith missed the show. Tough break, though, for Roush and Yepez, too. Those guys were looking for something. Same with Ellison. Those are the three main guys that we've been focusing on. But back to you, Zach, with the past winners.
And drivers who have struggled today in qualifying, you saw Samet Oskin there in the 22 on the inside line, but Allison Rain, 36th place, her qualifying effort, this is her worst qualifying effort today. And Zachary Fitzwater Sr. with a bad lap again. They had some kind of problem. They start 41st. But other past winners include the 8 of Sebastian Kukulon, who won this race in 2019. Kukulon, again, his qualifying woes continue. He'll be starting in 39th place as we'll go trackside for to command the fire engines.
Say it with me. Drivers, start your engines.
The field is off and rolling. Another driver who won here, last season's winner, Priya McShane, starting about mid-pack on the top side of the track. Remember, we mentioned this is the preferred groove, is the outside line. We saw some drivers in the truck race trying to make the bottom work last night. Some were able to maybe pull off something, but most of the time it looked like the top side was the way to go. Quinton Moore got a good jump from the pole in last night's race, was able to lead the majority of the race en route to his first Jerky Pro win. Can Jessica Shelton make the bottom work on the jump too? Otherwise, Andrew Rich and the rest of the top side are ready to pounce on it. Into the restart zone they go. Green flag is out. 125 laps of action underway here in New York City. Now to turn 4, Shelton couldn't get it to clear, and Andrew Rich will lead the first lap.
Dylan Young looking to follow right in his tracks. We said that, talked about that before we came on air. Dylan Young, Andrew Rich battle. Let's see if that plays out.
Jessica Shelton is just not going to be able to get the bite on the inside line as Tringali moves up into 3rd. Look at Dylan Young throwing it in middle of the corner to the top side of Andrew Rich. And Dylan Young will go straight to the race lead after qualifying in 4th place.
Dylan Young looking to make it a double here after he won at Provo on a strategy call. Let's see if he can check out. But Tringali, in that experience from last night's truck race, trying to follow in suit.
Tringali looking for what would be his first win of the season and 4th of his career. Tringali won last year's All-Star race. That was his lone win of the year. A non-points paying one at that. As Charles Sanford, after starting 3rd, will move into 3rd, passing Andrew Rich. As now Rich is the one pinned to the bottom, as here comes Jonathan Zorlin looking for 4th, and Cole Deaver looking for 5th, who's been on a bit of an upward swing. Deaver comes into this race now 12th in the points with 2 top 10s on the season.
He's also looking to break that long winless streak. Sometimes you got to dig deep when the chips are against you. Let's see if we can do it here today at Dodge.
Speaking of Cole Deaver's winless streak, the track we go to next week is the track he last got a win at, Meadowlands. Seth Cole going to move past Andrew Rich for 6th place, as now Shelton, who fell all the way down to 8th, is going to look to challenge for 7th, as Nate Rogers is up to 9th, and Jesse Turner rounds out the top 10. As right now, Young
How's our
with
people
a...
in the back doing, Zach?
Yeah, I was just going to do that, as Dylan Young is extending his lead over Tringali. Alexander Rowe, the first driver outside the top 10. Kev Shear with another good effort so far in 12th. You know, he has climbed his way up the point standings every week now, up to 24th in the standings. And all Kev needs to do at this point is find the way to win, and he'll make the playoffs after missing the first 3 races on the season. Zach Flickinger has missed the race. He is currently 17th in the point standings. RJ Bishop having a good day. There's Bouchard, who started in 5th. You can see the top is just so much more strong at the in the cup package. So he fell to 15th. Still looking pretty good for him today. This is his 4th race on the season. Alex Ferrani, Priya McShane, last year's winner, in 17th. Quentin Moore, last night's winner, rounds out the top 20. There's Samet Oskin running in 24th place. 12 of Sam Young. There's Osmain Hamid, 29th on the charts right now. He is continuously getting closer to the danger zone of not being top 25 in the point standings. He comes into this race 22nd in the standings. He's got to be careful. There's Allison Rain, points leader, coming into today by 32 points over Charles Sanford. And she is trying to get 30th place away from William Brock. She started 36th. There's Amanda Evans, poor qualifying effort for her. And there's Fitzwater in 36th. Fitzy had a bad day at Pocono last week. He's trying to rebound from that, but qualifying efforts did not go his way. And there's the 2019 winner of Sebastian Kukulon in 38th. As Lane Sanders in the 4. The 4 was at the front last night with Brad Lewis, and now it is at the back tonight, as Logan Williams currently runs out the grid. As Dylan Young now has nearly a 2nd lead over Nico Tringali. Sorlin in 3rd. Charles Sanford 4th under fire from Cole Deaver in 5th. Seth Cole 6th. Shelton 7th. Andrew Rich 8th. Jesse Turner 9th. And Nate Rogers rounds out the top 10. As want to talk about strategy real quick, you can make it 63 laps or more on a tank of gas here. We didn't see anyone do that in the truck race last night, obviously, because it was only a 100-lap effort. But we have seen some drivers last year decide to try a 2-stop strategy. Andrew Rich was one of them. Those drivers pit around lap 45, lap 50. So we'll have to see if someone tries to do that again tonight. It is likely a better call if you are running near the back of the field compared to running in the top 10, though.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Zach. I wonder if somebody does try that undercut strategy, can they get enough early on them, right? If you can get early enough on the field, you can make up that time, but we'll see. As you can see, the cup cars are a little faster than the trucks. I think lap cars will be a couple laps away, too, for Dylan Young.
Dylan Young with the fastest lap in the race, a 16.694. Charles Sanford, Tringali, Sorlin, Seth Cole, the next 4 down. As RJ Bishop is inside the top 10 on lap times. He currently runs in 16th place. And we saw Alex Ferranti 10th on the charts on speed. He is in 12th place. So Ferranti trying to make his way forward, as Dylan Young, yeah, man, a lot quicker to lap traffic here in the cup race compared to the truck race, and I believe that is the gap in experience is much bigger up here at the cup level. So you see Dylan running a 17.3 to Logan Williams 17.9. So lap traffic, I think, will definitely play a role in tonight's race, as the 7 and the 5 teammates at Hendrick Motorsports continue to do battle. Sorlin will get up to the outside of Nico Tringali. He will likely want to complete this pass before entering lap traffic. as Alexander Rowe has jumped inside the top 10, so knock Jesse Turner down a few spots. He's now down to 14th place. We mentioned Alex Ferranti. He's up to 12th, looking to maybe take 11th from Kev Shearer, as the 13 is in 13th place. Daniel Bouchard was one of those few drivers that got a top 5 at Daytona. Bouchard comes in 44th in the point standings. If you look at the battle for 30th in the points, now Henderson and Ellison came into this race tied. However, due to Henderson's top 5 result at Daytona, Henderson got the nod to be locked in, and Ellison was stuck in go or go home. And then, of course, Ellison missing out on the race. But Ferranti, 32nd in the points, having a good run right now today. That could help him out over drivers like Sam Young, Lane Sanders, and a few others who are right there on the verge of falling outside of the top 30. Lane has been locked in all season, Vince. Could this be the end of the locked-in campaign for him, as Kev Shearer looks for 10th place on Nate Rogers?
And what about Lane Sanders? We saw him early in the season, Daytona, Sebring, Vegas to be examples. He just seemed to have it, but now I think the gap is starting to close with these rookies. Even though they're running at the back, it's more competitive. You see Dylan Young is mowing them down.
Dylan Young has already lapped Edwin Justice, Logan York, and Logan Williams. And he goes to the outside of Lane Sanders. He'll put him a lap down, as Zorlin has entered the mix as well, as Tringali and Charles Sanford catch up to the 34. I want to just talk about the gap real quick from 4th to 5th. Has extended. Deaver was challenging Charles at one point. Now he is gone. That's about a second and a half. And the gap from Deaver to Seth Cole is about 2 seconds, as Andrew Rich is looking for 6th place back from Seth Cole. And Seth...
Cole's down to 3/10.
Seth, one of those drivers who has not won this season, that has won in every season of Digital Storm competition. Sorlin is the other driver on that list. Now, we talked about the bottom not being the way to go, Vince, but I think that with the gap in experience, that if they can make it work anywhere, maybe they could make it work in the Cup Series, but I think the Cup package is just so much stronger still to run the top, as you see Logan York now to the outside of Dylan Young, as Sorlin's trying to run the bottom to get right to Dylan Young's back bumper. Sorlin's going to lose out as Dylan will hold off the 95, as they were almost 3 wide in front of him. This is where things can get tricky. You do not want to get involved in an incident because of lap traffic. As Kukulon currently runs in 35th place. Now, where has Fitzwater and those other guys gone? There's Fitzwater. He is looking for 31st on Derek Hamill, as Allison Rain has made it up to 27th place, Vince.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Brock, too. I think he was also back there. They seem to be good hard chargers in the race so far.
Brock up to 25th. There's Sam Young in 22nd. He's one of those guys just barely inside the top 30. How about Priya McShane? Qualified her way in. She's having a good night so far in 20th. Jesse Turner has fallen down to 21st after being top 10 earlier on. Samet Oskin up to 19th, looking for 18th on RJ Bishop. Quinton Moore up to 17th. Onjack having a good night in 15th right now. He's been a little under-the-radar driver who's been having good runs just outside the top 10. He comes into this race 26th in the points. Kev Shearer has fallen to 13th. Put Bouchard. Wow, Seth Cole has now fallen outside of the top 10 after Andrew Rich put the move on him for 6th. Put Seth Cole down to 12th as Bouchard climbs up to 11th. And Alex Ferranti is up to 9th place. So Ferranti, if he can keep this going, looks like he could jump inside the top 30 in points and get that Junior Motorsports 48 locked in for Meadowlands.
Well, Cole Deaver, he clawed that back gap. Now he's up to 4th.
It looks like Tringali has fallen to 5th after Charles gets by due to the lap traffic going on here. So Charles is about 2.2 seconds behind Dylan Young. Sorlin has now fallen to 8 tenths back. He had it down to 3 tenths as Dylan Young continues to lap drivers. As we're closing in on that first quote-unquote window if you're going to do the two-stop, you'd want to pit on lap 42 and then on lap 84. As fall-off has already reached 2 seconds, Vince. It's a lot bigger in the Cup level than it is down in the Jerky Pro truck race.
It's not for good word. You see, EGM's finally having a roller coaster day, other than I think the strategy at Sandy Flats, aka Miller Motorsports. Kukulon being last surprise. A lot of surprises, Zach, in this race so far. Sure.
Kukulon's starting position has continued to plague him. He is 19th in the points, but if you look at his stats through 9 races, his average starting position 28th, but his average finishing position 22nd. They seem to find something on pit road, as Dylan Young is going to pit on lap 43.
Okay. That's a severe undercut. Let's see what happens here.
That'll give the lead to Jonathan Zorlin, as I believe we might have someone else on pit road. Seth Cole has come down to the pit lane.
This is where it could be trouble, Zach, trying to enter pit road with all these cars around. This could be I don't know if we're done, having silly incidents yet. We'll have to watch that.
So Seth Cole, Dylan Young, Nico Tringali has come to pit road. A lot of drivers are coming to pit road. It might actually be a two-stop this year. I'm seeing a lot of drivers come down. This is crazy because in the first race of this track's history, we saw Phil Parker stretch it 70 laps. Yep, Zorlin's going to come in. Wow, it looks like it's a two-stop race this year, Vince.
Well, let's see. Let's see if someone actually does plan on stretching it.
Allison Rain is going to stay out. We got to go to the pace car because that's where all the carnage goes down.
Rewind.
Oh, Zach Flickinger and Levi are side by side, and Levi hit it. Allison Rain is involved.
Dylan Young.
Dylan Young's going to miss it, but Allison Rain had stayed out.
We're not done. Oh, Sanford.
Oh, we got another side by side. Oh, that was Alexander Rowe that just got pumped into the tire wall by, I believe that was the 18 of Edwin Justice.
They're side by side, almost back there. Be careful. Here we go.
Colt Hudson has yet to come to pit road. Derek Hamill has yet to come to pit road.
They're side by side, Zach.
Oh, that's Keith Rich and Sam Young. They'll hold it together. Right now,
Huge implications, though.
that was Allison Rain, who had nowhere to go. We'll be looking at that after the race. But it looks like right now the only drivers yet to pit are the 93 and the 32.
They're going to try to one-stop this.
93 is still on the track. The 32 is still on the track. Dylan Young is flying, though. Dylan's closing in 2 seconds a lap. And you got to wonder if the one-stop would work, but I feel like if Dylan Young gets to them before he pits, it's all out the window.
That was a crazy sequence, Zach. I'm a little startled by that one. That was wild.
So Derek Hamill and Colt Hudson, now this is the complete opposite of last season, where we had 2 drivers do the two-stop, and now we've got 2 drivers doing the one-stop. But
Well, yeah, if we think it won't stop, though, we think it might be a one.
Levi McIntyre will finish last place. Alexander Rowe will finish 41st after coming into this thing 9th in the point standings. And Allison Rain will finish in 40th place. That'll be only her second finish outside the top 10 all season, and her worst result since Miller Motorsports Park. As Dylan Young has taken the race lead away from Colt Hudson.
He's gone.
Trying to see who else is suffering right now. Charles, oh no, that's Ace Rogers, never mind. Fitzwater in 27th. As there are currently 20 cars on the lead lap. Priya McShane is the last one there. William Brock is up to 21st as they're going by the 93. Samantha Oskin 17th. Kev Shearer 14th. Andrew Rich is down to 12th. That is because of the 93 and the 32. There's Tringali. That's for second place. Look at the gap, Vince. It's 6 seconds from Dylan Young to Nico Tringali just because Young decided to pit as early as he did. Now it's 7.2.
Yeah, I think if Young comes in early too, the second time, I don't know if you're going to call back 7 seconds. We saw last night, I believe it was Quinn Morris hold the lead. And against Anderson couldn't call back a second and a half at one point. So,
Well, Derek
Young's looking
Hamill.
good.
Derek Hamill is about to fall outside of the top 10.
Guys are moving blocks now. Oh wow!
The only reason we're staying on this is because this is insanity. The 2-second difference on tires right now is really shaking up the top 10 running order.
They gotta be careful when they come to pit road too. They may not be able to get in the way it's going.
Daniel Bouchard has made it inside the top 10. As they're about 4 laps away from being able to make it on a one-stop, Vince.
Dylan Young, man, 8 seconds. He's gone.
There's Dylan Young right there. Dylan has just lapped the 32.
What?
Derek
He's gonna
Hamill's,
lap the 93 too.
yeah, right here.
There we go. My God.
And there it goes, Dylan Young. And the lead is closing, Vince. It's down to 6.02 seconds. Tringali's closing the gap. As Hamill will go to pit road on lap 61. He should be able to theoretically make it from here. Does Colt Hudson come in the next lap? Nope, he's going to stay out another one.
I don't understand that call, to be honest. It's too far, I think.
Well, it's the one-stop versus the two-stop as William Brock almost runs him over. I think Hudson's trying to pit. Keith Rich is his teammate. Nope, he's not pitting yet. He's still going. I think this is a lap too far.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit too dangerous here now. It's kind of
Look at Fitzwater.
Tringali up there. Whoa!
Oh,
Careful.
Derek Hamill came out of pit road. That made things really sketchy. Wow, Colt Hudson is still stretching this.
You gonna do a Phil Parker and pull 70 years?
Sorlin lost the position because of all that. He fell to 4th. No, Sorlin actually fell to 5th behind Cole Deaver. Deaver, now he's racing Deaver for position. There he comes, lap
Finally.
65. Now, how about Derek Hamill? Where's the 32 car at? Because these guys are right at their fall-off window. So let's see. There's Hamill, down in 39th place. He looks like them tires are paying off for him. Oh, yeah, they are. Those tires are paying off now, but now you just got to commit to running it the rest of the race. But he is 3 laps down from pulling that strategy move. Where is the 93? Did he come off of pit road yet? He's coming off right now.
He's gonna be worse, I think.
Yeah, he is behind the 32. He's going to come out right in front of Bouchard. How about Daniel Bouchard in 11th place? As we've got 18 cars on the lead lap, Vince.
I think Dylan Young started to lose some of that time. I think his tires are gonna start cliffing pretty soon.
So Hudson is 3 laps down. Where is the 32? Oh, the 32 is way ahead of him. Where is the 32 is
He's up ahead here, yep.
there he is. So Derek is looking to maybe get one of his laps back here, but Dylan Young is still gone. 7.5 seconds in front of Nico Tringali. Dylan's just kind of chilling behind Priya McShane, who's running in 18th place. So let's go through the running order now. We're about 10, 15 laps away from the next cycle that we did not anticipate. So Dylan Young leads. Tringali second. Sorlin third. Charles Sanford fourth. Cole Deaver fifth. Jessica Shelton 6th. Andrew Rich 7th. Nate Rogers 8th. Look at Hudson flying now. Seth Cole going to take 9th away from Ferranti. That'll put Ferranti, last car, inside the top 10. So Hudson's gaining that time. He lost back a little bit, Vince, but the gap, if someone was going to pull off the one stop, it should have been somebody inside the top 5 to top 10, not rookie drivers like Colt Hudson and Derek Hamill. But it was quite the call, I got to say. Gutsy call. How about Daniel Bouchard running in 12th place? Quinton Moore has made it up to 11th. Kev Shearer in 13th. Turner rebounding back up to 14th as Oskin will look to take 15th away from Peter Onjak. As Sack Flickinger and McShane battle it out for 17th place with race leader Dylan Young right behind them. You've got Bishop 19th, Brock 20th. Fitzwater has made it up to 25th place. Allison Rain likely would have been higher had she not run into Levi McIntyre. And who knows what kind of strategy the 51 team was going to try to pull off.
Actually, if Rain would have, I think Rain would have been the only car in the field, even though he was running like in the 20s, that could have tried something different with the experience and make it work. But the rookies, like you said, just made an entertaining show. That was it. Dylan Young here lapping.
We got I see a couple of cars here and there with door damage, so they will likely have to, I'm guessing the teams will try and fix that on their next pit stops. That could hurt those drivers. As here comes Hamill, he's looking to take back one of his 3 laps. I feel like Hamill and Hudson would be a lap down right now had they pit on the regular strategy. So, you know, trying to get something. There goes Hamill riding that red line. To the top side Hamill goes, and he will take back a lap. But Dylan Young is showing us a performance we haven't seen since Rain at Las Vegas.
Dylan Young's had a really consistent season, Zach. He won, like I said, the Provo strategy race, but this is probably the different side of Dylan Young that we all haven't seen in a while, just this domination. Just like Q-Man last night.
And if you look at the point standings, you know, Dylan comes in 89 points behind Rain. Charles Sanford, of course, is running in 3rd right now. Sanford likely will take the points lead here if he can stay inside the top 5, top 3, as he's up to 2nd now over Tringali. But, you know, being the points leader at the end of the regular season doesn't really matter anymore with the new format, because we don't give bonus points for the playoffs, because it's all about winning the race in those first 9 playoff races to be a finalist in the final race of the season to go for the title.
The thing I'm noticing is that I think it's different for Dylan Young. Those tires are cliffing. I can see Sanford mowing his gap down to 6 seconds.
I feel like Dylan is also stuck on the inside line right now, so that is not helping him at all. Tringali has fallen to 4th. Nate Rogers has fallen to 7th. As Shelton moves up to 5th. Oh, Cole Deaver is the one who's fallen. Deaver is down to 9th place. It's Hamill continuing to make his way forward. Now 2 laps down. Where is Colt Hudson at? As I think Dylan Young went down pit road. No, he's right there. Never mind.
No.
There is the 93. We're on lap 85. Oh, and Dylan tried to get to the pits, but he missed it.
Dylan Young, that's implications right there.
He missed it. It looked like he was going to pit, or he had missed the pit. Don't see any damage, though. But he's going to lose 2 seconds to Sorlin because of that. And here he comes. So we've already got other drivers on pit road. Tringali will come in. Shelton, Nate Rogers. Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
Quinton Moore just got turned by Will Parrish. Oh, that was awful.
That was one of the worst wrecks I've seen Dodge in a long time. We'll take a replay of that later, but wow.
Fitzwater, the first out of pit road. That caught me off guard.
Dylan Young. It was a long stop.
There's Colt Hudson in the 93. There goes D. Young. D. Young is ahead of Colt Hudson on track. Oh, that's a side-by-side. That's Zach Flickinger and Matthew Rodriguez right into Alex Ferranti.
Oh, my good.
Derek Hamill's involved. Peter Onjak, Kev Shearer. Oh, it's Carnage, Bouchard, McShane, Dylan Young. Dylan Young has to slow up for this.
It's chaos.
Hamill's in the way. Sam Young's in the wall.
There's Zorlin.
There's Jonathan Zorlin and Tringali. Oh, man.
Have you ever seen a race like this? Because I sure have. We're still going chaos.
Put Jonathan Zorlin to the lead. And Dylan Young's strategy call just got voided by that madness.
I think that's it for Dylan Young.
Colt Hudson's going to be a running roadblock all day. Derek Hamill was involved in an accident, but... oh, there are tons of cars on pit road. Where is the 5? Bishop's got damage. Oskin's got damage. There's Zorlin now racing with Nico Tringali for this win. Charles Sanford in 3rd. Look at the gap, Vince. 9th to 10th place is separated by 9 seconds.
I know we're not in Harlem, man. It's like the Harlem Shakeout here, really, for real. This thing got turned upside down.
And it was all because Dylan Young had to hit the brakes for the accident in turn 1.
That was a brutal accident, by the way. That was, oh my God. Jonathan Zorlin right now. If you can, I don't know, man. The tires are going to cliff off, too. I don't know if anybody in the top 5 is out of this.
Tringali pit the same lap as Dylan Young, so he's at a tire disadvantage compared to Zorlin. I'm not sure when Sanford pit.
2 laps later, I think.
Oh, man, I feel like if anybody maybe has a shot at challenging Nate Rogers pit on the same lap as the 2. So I feel like it could be down to Sanford or Zorlin, depending how they get through lap traffic. As a ton of drivers are out of the race. Edwin Justice, Will Parrish, Quentin Moore, Logan York, Zach Flickinger, Matthew Rodriguez, William Brock, Peter Onjak, Kev Shearer, Derek Hamill, and Alex Ferranti, who nailed the 71 of Matthew Rodriguez. This is hands down the most chaotic Motordrome race we've ever had between both series, as Tringali on the top side is looking to take the lead away from Zorlin, and he's going to do it. We're down to now, I believe, 16 cars on the lead lap. How about Sebastian Kugelon, Vince? I said it. He qualified terrible, went down a lap down early. He is in 16th place due to pit stops.
Never give up, man. That's the definition of never give up.
Sam Young's up here in 15th with damage. Stephen Colon is having a good day in 14th place. Priya McShane in 13th. And how about Cara Bell inside the top 10? This is the battle for the last top 10 spot, Vince. Cara Bell, RJ Bishop, Samantha Oskin, and Priya McShane, 10th to 13th. As Tringali is under fire from Charles Sanford for the race lead. 25 laps to go, 24 this time by.
Zorlin's falling back. I think his tires are starting, or he can't get past traffic. One or the other.
He was stuck on the inside of Daniel Bouchard there for a while. Dylan Young is in 4th. Nate Rogers 5th. Trying to hold off Shelton for that position. Seth Cole 7th. Cole Deaver 8th. And Andrew Rich 9th. Shelton looking for what would be her 4th top 5 on the season. But all eyes are on the front. There's Fitzwater. Fitzwater is up to 17th place. First car a lap down.
I think he could unlap himself. He's got a quick car.
And it's
Here he goes. It's his shot.
I think the battle for the win between Tringali and Sanford will be decided by these few lap cars as Sorlin is closing back up the gap, Vince.
He's not out of it yet. He's not out of it. Don't count him out just yet. Dylan Young, no, I think the tire strategy might have killed him.
I think he had it won if he didn't have to stop for the wreck, though, Vince. You know, if that wreck didn't happen, he was gone. He had a 6.5 second lead.
Got a feel for Dylan. He's closing it, but I don't know.
He's fourth. He's by himself right now, so that's helping out. Sorlin's got 2 lap cars to get through before he can get to Sanford. 20 laps to go that time by, as there's the 93 of Colt Hudson.
You know, he's slow, too.
Tringali's got to get to his outside. He can't quite get there. Sorlin's closing up. Tringali to the inside.
Goodness.
Charles Sanford to the race lead.
It's gotten to chaos, man. And Sorlin's stuck on the inside.
Sorlin and Tringali are stuck to the inside of Fitzwater. Oh, that might just hand the race to Charles Sanford. Fitzwater is the lap card this time around, not the angry lead lap driver. Charles Sanford has a second advantage. And Vince, think about what happened. Fitzwater won Denver and Texas back to back. Charles off the Pocono win, looking to go back to back, and he is gone.
Fitzwater's holding these boys up. I think it's over. Unless they get to Cole Hudson again. If somehow Cole Hudson gets lapped, that's the only thing I could see.
All right,
His tire fall off.
Fitzwater cleared. Sorlin to the outside of Tringali. I mean, think about it. Tringali had that tire disadvantage, too. If anyone can close this gap fast enough, it'll be the 5 of Sorlin. 14 to go at the start-finish line. The only one in Sorlin's way is Fitzwater. Gap closed, 0.2 of a second that time by. Sorlin is definitely faster than the 03.
Fitzwater has a quick car, too. This isn't like this is some slow lapper. Fitz does have the car underneath him.
Sorlin's going to go to the top. Sorlin to the top of Fitzy.
Game on. It's game on. I think it's game on. It's not over yet.
Sorlin's got to make this move quick, and he's got to go. It's over. All right, there he goes. It'll be 12 laps to go at the start-finish line.
Plenty of time. Game on. I think it's game on.
This was the battle at Pocono, too. Someone else has had a crash.
Oh, my goodness.
There is smoke. Someone is blown up, I think. Not really sure. It might have been the 43 of Foster Henderson. That'll be another thing to look at. Trying to see if someone... Yeah, Sorlin is closing the gap. It looks like it's definitely something from the 43 of Henderson. We'll have to take a look. Sorlin's closing it. 10 laps to go.
There he is, Zach. Cole Hudson, we talked about.
Oh, they've caught the 93 again. What do you do? You took the lead from him because of him last time.
Oh.
Charles is going to go to the top. That was the smart move. That's going to block Sorlin, but Sorlin has caught back up.
It's game on. It's game on.
Dylan Young in 4th, Shelton 5th, Nate Rogers 6th, Seth Cole, Andrew Rich, Cole Deaver, Carabell, the top 10. Sebastian Kukulon in 15th place. There's the move by Sorlin. Did Charles give him the line? No.
It's a little too high, a little Brad Lewis. Quite a more action. It's a little bit too high.
8 laps to go. Tire fall off is at about a second. Sorlin looking again. Kukulon is looking for what would be 14th place on Sam Young.
Which Sanford's got a decision to make. There's that. What does he do?
Battle for the lead as Samet Oskin gets by Carabell for 10th.
Here he comes. Zorn on the outside.
Oh, he got a little loose, but he's going to take the lead away at 6 laps to go.
Back. Zorn on the outside.
Charles trying to make something work on the inside. I think Charles might have a lap of advantage, but I think Sorlin is just so much faster.
There it is. Tringale's going to get past the third, it looks like.
This battle isn't over yet. It's just heating up. Nope, it's clear. Sorlin clears. If you're Charles Sanford and you want a shot, you got to move to the outside of Sam Young now. There he goes. 4 laps to go at the Motordrome. As Kugelon goes a lap down, that leaves us 13 cars on the lead lap.
What an incredible run for Kugelon, man. From nowhere to somewhere.
Jonathan Sorlin, along with Seth Cole, has won a race in every season of Digital Storm competition. Sorlin with 8 career wins, Seth Cole with 10. And that gap will reduce, likely here today. Seth Cole 3rd on the all-times win list, Sorlin 4th. Because unless something insane happens, it looks like Sorlin's got this in the bag.
From Jonathan Sorlin, looking at Baja blast the field today.
That is a pitch black scheme, Vince. And it's been lights out after Dylan Young. After Dylan Young lost the lead, Nate Rogers up to 5th. Hendrick looking to get all 3 cars in the top 10. As through the final corners, 9th career win for Jonathan Sorlin in the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series in a chaotic race at the Dodge Motordrome. Charles Sanford will come home in 2nd place. Tringale 3rd, Dylan Young 4th, Nate Rogers 5th, Shelton, Seth Cole, Andrew Rich, Cole Deaver, Samet Oskin. The top 10 is only 11 cars finished on the lead lap. 28 finished in the race. And after that race, Vince, Seth Cole now has the most top 10s on the season. 9 top 10s in 10 races. Man. What a race. Fitzwater from starting in 41st got up to 14th. And you got to wonder what Allison Rain could have done.
Yeah, what a day here at Dodge Motordrome. Never disappoints.
Well, we have a lot of stuff to look at, so let's get to it. Here we go, looking at all our incidents. The first one, Sack, Flickinger, Levi McIntyre, Liu and pit road side by side. And Flickinger just doesn't give him any room. Levi just clips the wall, rear tires off the ground, and Allison Rain, who had stayed out, has nowhere to go, slams right into him. That was a lick and a half. No one else would get involved. Let's take an onboard with the 51. On board with Allison Rain.
I want to go.
This incident occurred the very next lap. It was Alexander Rowe coming out of pit road with Edwin Justice. And Edwin just turns right, maybe a little earlier. Rowe just thought he was going to get more room, but they get together, and that just bounces the 14 right back into the tires. And a top 10 day over for the 14 there on lap 46. This was going into what was the second pit stop window. We actually got to see how Dylan Young missed pit road too, but Quentin Moore comes off the corner, and Will Parrish just kind of gets into him. There was a little contact there, and then Quentin wanted the pit, but Parrish was there, and oh no! And then Alex Ferranti drove right under the 89. That was insanity. McShane's going to miss the 89 too, who was upside down. But that was... Oh, and here comes Edwin Justice right at the end. Oh, Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. No, 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 nope, nope, not that. Edwin Justice came in right at the end of this. Couldn't miss his teammate. And then the 11 got a toe right before RJ Bishop and William Brock came around, because that could have been a lot worse. Oh, man, though.
Onboards for sure.
All right, let's see what happened with Dylan Young. And then we'll get an onboard of Alex Ferranti. This was the first thing that happened to Dylan Young, to miss pit lane. William Brock was to his outside. Then he tried to pit, and oh, he just couldn't get there. And he's lucky he didn't hit the barrier. But that cost Dylan 2 seconds of time before the pit exit shenanigans occurred. On board with Alex Ferranti. Take a look at his point of view. Holy cow.
Man.
We're going to go into extra slow mode here. So Zach Flickinger had already turned into Matthew Rodriguez as they came out of pit road. Both drivers were going to go right into the tires. Zach Flickinger gets stuck right there. Both come back on the track, and nowhere for Ferranti to go. Launches Matthew Rodriguez. The flip counter. We forgot about the flip counter. Quinton Moore, Matthew Rodriguez, 2-in-1 race. Logan York had nowhere to go. You see Oskin is just going to kind of clip the 77 there. There's Derek Hamill at the bottom of your screen hitting the 71. Kev Shearer ran into the back of Logan York, and then Onjak ran into the back of him.
They're stacking up here, as you see at the bottom.
They're slowing down for Matt Rod. Matt Rod is stuck. Oskin takes a piece there. There's Bouchard. Just think Oskin went on to get a top 10 here. There's Dylan Young slowing up. As Foster Henderson had to hit the brakes for the 77. There you see Bishop getting run over by William Brock. And that sent Brock into the tires coming out of the pit lane. And then everyone's trying to get going here. The 32 is stopped on the track. So that was a tough break for Brock, who had been working his way up through the running order. Oh, did we have Andrew Rich and Logan Williams come out side by side? It looks like it was going to be borderline.
They got it sorted out, though. Let's see.
Yeah, they got it sorted out.
Now, up here, you see Dylan Young.
Dylan Young loses the lead to Zorlin and Tringali right here. After all those shenanigans. Let's take a few onboards. We went on board with Ferranti once already. Now another shot. Just nowhere to go. Nowhere to go, no time to react. On board with Matthew Rodriguez. A tough end to his day. More impacts, more impacts, more impacts. And that's all she wrote. I believe we have one more incident to look at. So this happened on lap 113. And it was because of the 93 of Colt Hudson. And 4 wide at short tracks don't usually work. Oh, and it was Keith Rich who got into him, his own teammate. Down the track into Osmain Hamid. Hamid's going to get the inside wall. And Hudson goes around for a spin. And that was all she wrote. Carabelle wasn't even close to them. So Hudson was able to get it back going. But wow, Vince, what a race.
That was wild, man. That was a New York traffic stop minute and many other memes involved.
And your new race winner on the season of Jonathan Zorlin. That is our 6th different winner on the season through 10 races. We'll have to see who gets it done next week. We head to the Meadowlands into the month of May as we continue the East Coast swing. Me and Vince, we'll see you guys next time.
Sign off.